Are you just newly qualified and kind of at that nervous stage about setting up your first class? Or have you like 10, 15 years experience and at the edge of thinking about maybe running an international retreat? Are you somewhere in between? Are you looking maybe at just expanding the offerings that you have that little bit more and suffering from imposter syndrome? Today, I'm just going to chat a little about imposter syndrome and how it affects us all of us at all stages, in all ways, what we can do about it, and let's see what happens. The yoga is enough. The yoga is enough. Let me say that one more time. The yoga is enough. The very first thing that I'm really inviting you to embrace is that the yoga is enough. Have you gone to classes where, maybe they weren't really the class for you, but yet you still felt better afterwards? Have you been really changed in your life? Has your life been changed by the yoga? The yoga is enough. So often we get, distracted by putting in all other sorts of things, yoga and coffee, yoga and wine, naked yoga, yoga and goats, yoga and yoga and yoga and yoga. Let me say it again. The yoga is enough. Equally, if it's meditation you teach, guess what? The meditation is enough. We don't need to be experts in other things, and in fact, we don't need to be the world's most expert in yoga for the yoga to be enough. The second thing I want you to remember is that you are enough. That you are enough. So what in God's name does that mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm offering classes in the same area as someone who has 20 years experience, or who has 3,000 hours of training, or who's skinny Malinks Malones and can stand on their head and do handstands and walk on their hands. Why are you in competition with those people? Why are you thinking about that? Where is that even coming into your mindset? Let me say, you are unique. How in God's name do you know you're unique? Well, look around, even in your family where you kind of look the same, unless of course you're an identical twin. You look different from the people that are with you, around you. Your life experience, again, is different to the people around you. Even the people who grew up in the same family home as you have different life experience. So you definitely have different life experience, different personality, different strengths, different weaknesses to everybody else in the world. So when you allow yourself be present, allow you, that human being that is you, be present, then your teaching is automatically by default different from everybody else's. And so then we have this magic. We have this magic because we have the yoga is enough. We have you are enough. And that you, because you are unique, the way you teach, how you teach will be unique. That's the only thing that's possible. You will be unique. The yoga is enough. You are enough. And therefore combined, guess what? It's perfect. It's perfect. How do I know that it's perfect for you to take this next step? Whatever this next step is, be this for the very first time to put your first sign up to say that you have a class, be it the very first time that you ask someone to ask somebody for money, be it that is like years ago and you're now thinking about doing an international retreat or some much bigger program and you're nervous about you asking for it. Can you remember what it was like the first time you asked for money for yoga? So what is going on there? What is going on there is our fear. It's just us getting in our own way. Our fear that we are not enough, or that the yoga we are offering is not enough. Our fear gets in the way. So just imagine and allow yourself sink and sweep and swim in that fear. The fear is present. Pretending it's not is not realistic. Instead, embody it, embrace it, allow the fear be present, and have a little conversation with the fear. Hello, fear. What are you here to tell me? And do I believe it? Do I accept it? What is the opposite? So the fear is in one hand, but what is the opposite? For you, see what comes up for you. But what I'm going to suggest, a possible opposite is that joy. Why is it that you want to make this offering? What is this offering about? You're looking to make this offering because you want to share something. What is it you want to share? What is the joy? What is the growth? What is the experience that you feel powerful enough about, that you have received strongly enough and powerfully enough that you are called to share it? You are called to share. How do I know you're called to share? Well, because you had the thought. It's that simple. You know, those of you that are thinking about running your first class, the thought of running an international retreat isn't there yet. Those of you who have loads of experience and now you're thinking about doing something more challenging, you're having that thought. Therefore, it has manifested. It has come into life in your brain as a thought, as an idea. So get really excited about what it is you want to share. What are the benefits that you want to share? What is the outcome that you want? And picture yourself as that person. So you are both. You are the scared person, thinking that you're not good enough or the yoga is not good enough. And you are this other person who has these skills, has this experience, and is really excited to share it. You are both. One is not better than the other. But just like that conversation, if you know it, about the two wolves, the white wolf and the black wolf that is in everybody's head, the scaredy kitten or the empowered person who is sharing these fantastic tools, both are true. The one that grows is the one you feed. So feed the outcome, feed the purpose, feed your joy, feed the impact that you want to have. Feed the why you're called to do this work. So we know that the yoga is enough. We know that we are enough. And we know that we are also scared and that we are also capable. One of the places that as yoga teachers we love to hide is either, again, all these things we've got to, is the, oh, well, if just I did this other training course, if I just did this other something, if I just read this other book, if I just. One of the best ways of learning is by doing. We've discovered that, and thank God the educational system has now got that into the schools so that kids get to, at junior and senior at least, get to touch and feel and do. The way we learn, we have the intellectual idea, but then we need to do it, and we need to do it in a way that is respectful, is informed, and is curious. Is this working? Can I switch it? Can I change it? But it's fundamentally doing it. So if you've had training in chair yoga and you're nervous about putting on your first chair yoga class, put it on. Teach one of your regular classes as a chair class. Doing it is how you're going to learn this next level, because you don't know what things you need to learn until you practice it, until you do it, and then you'll discover, oh, this worked great, this didn't work so much, so maybe I need to learn more about that. But it's all in the doing. So one of the places that we hide as teachers is not knowing enough and thinking we need to do more training. The other place that we hide, though, is in doing stuff we're not qualified in. What do I mean by that? I mean that adding onto our yoga stuff that we're just, aromatherapy or angel cards, or stuff that we're not qualified in, singing bowls when we're not qualified in sound baths. Hiding the yoga because we think it's not enough in stuff that we really don't know enough about. So I'm going to invite you again to take out the Kakaya ceremony unless you had some experience in training it. Definitely take out the aromatherapy unless you've had some experience in training it. The yoga or meditation is enough. If you have been trained in Kakaya, or if you've been trained in aromatherapy, or if you've been trained in Reiki and you advertise it saying that it's both, rock on. However, it's not necessary. It is not necessary. You and the yoga is enough. That's all we need. You and the yoga is enough. So here is my cure for imposter syndrome. The first thing is to recognize that everybody at every level, at every stage in their development, in their growth, we all of us suffer from imposter syndrome. When do we suffer from imposter syndrome? We suffer from, you have hit a boundary that you are about to break through. So when you hit the edge of your comfort zone, imposter syndrome is what comes up. And it's a good sign. It's a good sign because it means you're at a boundary of your comfort zone. When you come to that boundary of the comfort zone, you've got two options. You can go, oh, I'm scared, and go back into where you're comfortable. Or you can break through it and then expand your whole world. Share your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience with a much wider group, with a much wider audience. And here's the cool thing, when you're playing in this bigger playground, you get to learn so much more. So you get to learn from all of these other people and all these other ways. And every time we break through a barrier, we learn so much and we expand our entire life. We expand our entire life and we share what is within us, what comes through us with so many other people. So, in summary, what have we got? We have feel the fear, respect the fear, and do it anyway. Feel the excuses, notice the excuses, and do it anyway. We have this whole idea that you are enough, and the yoga and meditation is enough. You and the yoga and meditation combine to be enough. That is all that is required. Take the leap and share. Share what you're called to share. You have been called to share it, so share it. And let me know. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you're taking the leap. Let me know how it goes. And let's celebrate together.